Hi, my name is John Kim. I'm a therapist who went through his own rebirth many years ago, and I've been documenting my journey ever since, sharing my life lessons and revelations. I believe in casual over clinical, with you instead of at you. I come unrehearsed on purpose because self-help doesn't have to be so complicated. Hey, I want to tell you about The Lab. If you haven't heard, it is wellness. Anywhere you go, you could listen to it like a podcast. They're basically live Zoom classes, but you could listen to them on a run, or you could turn the camera on and engage with them. We have a thriving community of like-minded people trying to live better lives, and it's been amazing. Not only do we have the foundational classes like codependency and trauma and relationships and all that, but we also have a lot of fun classes because it's so hard to make friends as adults, right? So we have tarot card readings, we have soul shower, we have astrology readings. We're turning wellness into a lifestyle. We're also going to run a retreat soon. So come and hang out with us, come ride with us. Go to the website to get into the lab and then go download the app. We have a brand new app out with tons of audio. I'm going to give you a discount code. And this is for a limited time. So if you're listening to this, you could join the lab for only $20. It's like a drop-in fee. For 3 months, it's $20 a month. Go to tatlab.app. That's tatlab.app. And the discount code is live better. It's case sensitive, so all lowercase, one word, live better. And I will see you in the lab. This episode is brought to you by HelloFresh. What is HelloFresh? HelloFresh is pre-measured ingredients and mouth-watering seasonal recipes delivered right to your door, so you can skip the trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. And that's why it's America's #1 meal kit. HelloFresh cuts out stressful meal planning and grocery store trips with less prep, less effort, and minimal cleanup, so you can enjoy cooking and get dinner on the table in just about 30 minutes. HelloFresh's produce gets from the farm to your door in less than a week, which means fresh, high-quality ingredients. I've tried many meal delivery services, and I gotta say, HelloFresh is the best. It's easy, and the other thing I do is I use cooking as an activity to be mindful and to connect with my partner. And so HelloFresh is like date night in a box. It's couples therapy. So here's what you need to do: go to hellofresh.com/therapist14 and use code therapist14 for up to 14 free meals plus free shipping. HelloFresh.com/therapist14 and use that code therapist14 for up to 14 free meals. So I just had a meeting with my assistant, and I realized that I need to apologize to you for something. So there's advertisements on my podcast, like everyone else's podcast. And I don't have any more than anyone else. I've got a few, maybe three or four an episode. But what's different about my podcast is it's not 2 hours. It's only 10 minutes. And so I thought to myself, holy shit, if you're listening to my podcast, I will say 2 sentences and then it goes to an ad. Anyway, I apologize for that. What I do though is I do my podcast 3 times a week. So maybe that's helpful. And then, of course, when I have guests, those are like an hour or so. And so the ads are definitely spread out. I'm sorry, I got to pay my bills. I have a baby to feed. So I can't do anything about the advertisements. What I can do is apologize. And the best, I can do the best I can to push out something that hopefully will be meaningful or will help you with your life in some way. So I promise you that I will do my best there. Okay, let's talk about jealousy. So one question I get often is my partner is jealous. And actually, they say he's a jealous person. It could be a he or she, but mostly for some reason, I just get a lot of jealous dudes. And so the first thing I want to say is he is not a jealous person. He is struggling with jealousy. And this reframe is important because if you label someone, and we do this all the time, if you label someone as something, like he is a jealous person, you're already trapping that person. You're already stamping that label on that person, where now you are subconsciously or consciously you're telling, I should say unconsciously. There's a difference between subconscious and unconscious, and it's one of my pet peeves. And I don't know the direct, I don't know the specific definition, but unconscious is what most people mean, and they use the word subconscious. So it is unconscious sometimes when we label someone that we start to see that person unconsciously that way, instead of being open and non-judgmental, right? And so when we are placing labels on people, it's really hard to be empathetic. So I don't want you to place your boyfriend or girlfriend in a box by saying that they are a jealous person. They are struggling with jealousy. It's also like when you say, "Hey, I'm depressed." It sounds so permanent, and so changing language is huge, and the reframe would be, "I am struggling with depression," right? That sounds temporary. That sounds, and also there's a room for empathy there. But if you say that you are depressed, it just sounds like dried cement. It sounds like you're, defective, and it's not true. So we all struggle with jealousy to a certain extent. And I think the feeling of jealousy is normal, right? It's not bad. I kind of like it if my partner feels a little jealous to a certain extent, like that. That's, to me, now I don't want them to suffer or internalize or beat themselves up, but if they get a little jealous because of whatever reason, I think that's normal and healthy. It's not a bad thing. It's jealous behavior that can be toxic, right? So if my girlfriend is going through my phone, if my girlfriend is telling me what to wear, if she's saying that my shorts are too high, which is not a thing. That would never happen. But if she says, who I should and should not hang out with, or how I should act in front of certain people, like all that stuff, right? Jealous behavior is lined with control, and that is grabbing, and that can be toxic. That can make people feel trapped. It can make the relationship feel claustrophobic, and that's how you suffocate a relationship, is by allowing yourself to participate in jealous behavior. So if you have a partner that is jealous, first know the difference. Know the difference of someone being jealous and expressing that with you, which is okay. And I think expressing any kind of feeling or state is a healthy thing, as long as it's not lined with control. As long as he or she isn't saying, I'm jealous of your friend and I don't want you to hang out with him anymore, right? That kind of stuff is not good. So know what is jealous behavior and what is the feeling of jealousy. And so if your partner is struggling with jealousy, I think it is okay to express that with you, and it gives you the chance to validate or remind him that the relationship is good and that you're happy and that you find him sexy and attractive and, all of that stuff, right? Now, how much of that do you do before that's unhealthy? So I think validating once in a while, and you define what once in a while means, that you're attracted to your partner, giving compliments and all of that. I think that's healthy. I think that's needed. I think that's a good thing. Now, if you need to do that to take care of your partner, so your partner doesn't become more jealous, right? If it becomes a need, then that's unhealthy, right? So if your partner gets jealous and is now dependent on your validation, and you having to say that you are attracted to him still, or that he's good in bed, or that he's sexy, or the relationship is good, or whatever it is, right? If he is constantly depending on that, so he will be less jealous, then that is not your responsibility. If you choose to validate because you're being empathetic because he's struggling with some jealousy, that is healthy. Does that make sense? Question: what is interfering with your happiness? Is something preventing you from achieving your goals? If so, I want to tell you about BetterHelp. BetterHelp will assist you in your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist. BetterHelp is not a crisis line. It's not self-help. It is professional counseling done securely online. If you struggle with depression, stress, anxiety, relationships, anger, grief, self-esteem, check out BetterHelp. And here's what I'm going to do for you today, because I want you to start living a happier life, a more meaningful life. I want you to get up in the morning and feel like you are living, not just existing. As a listener, you'll get 10% off your first month by visiting our sponsor at betterhelp.com/angry. Join over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health. Again, that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/angry. I don't know about you, but you know what summer is about for me? It's about seeking nectar. It's about being present. It's about savoring every moment. And there's no better way to do it than with ButcherBox. Now, one of my favorite things to do is to grill meat, not just for the meat, but for the social engagement, spending time with people you love. And ButcherBox makes that happen, and they make it so easy. ButcherBox delivers humanely sourced meat of your choosing right to your doorstep. Options like 100% grass-fed and finished beef, free-range organic chicken, humanely raised pork, wild-cut lobster tails, that's right, lobster tails, and also wild-cut salmon. So the box ships with 9 to 11 pounds of meat, packed fresh, shipped frozen, and vacuum sealed, making it simple to store in the freezer and grab later for a delicious meal with your friends. My favorite thing about ButcherBox is, there's two things. One is the ribeye steak, which is amazing. And also, I got to say, the lobster tail. I've never had lobster tail delivered to my porch. Luckily today for you, you can experience both of these things. ButcherBox wants to celebrate you this summer. Right now, ButcherBox is offering new members 2 free lobster tails and 2 free ribeyes in your first box. So here's what you do. To sign up, choose your box and deliver frequency. They offer 4 curated box options and a custom box that lets you choose your favorite cuts. All right. ButcherBox is offering our listeners 2 5-ounce lobster tails and 2 10-ounce ribeyes for free in your first box. You can only get this special deal when you sign up for a new membership at butcherbox.com/angry. That's butcherbox.com/angry for free lobster tails and ribeyes in your first box. Go seek some nectar this summer. You deserve it. Hey, if you want to eat healthier and feel your best, then listen up. This is hands down the easiest. I've been drinking cassava as my breakfast, sometimes lunch, sometimes even dinner. It fuels my day, and I look really forward to it because it's delicious, keeps me full for hours, and I perform my best. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the cleanest, most nutrient-dense meal imaginable with over 70 superfoods and nutrients. Maca root, chia seeds, acai, coconut. You got to go check out the entire ingredient list for yourself. It's really impressive. The team over at Cassava have spent the last decade obsessing and perfecting this one product. And they started in the jungle on the side of a mountain during a health retreat. And now it's blowing up into this huge craze. Their mission is to bring together the world's best superfoods into a single, ready-to-go meal to help busy people stay healthy on the go. So go try it for yourself. Cassava is offering 10% off for the listeners of my podcast. Go to cassava.com kachava.com/angry to get 10% off your order. That's 10% off at kachava.com, KACHAVA.com/angry. How much of this is your problem, your piece? How much of it isn't? And that's kind of the question here. At the end of the day, the journey, the struggle that your partner has with jealousy is on him. Okay, so it's like, let's take jealousy out of the picture. Let's say it's depression. If your partner is depressed, if your partner is struggling with depression, I did that on purpose, hopefully so you can catch it. No, I didn't. I lied. That was an accident, because I too am guilty of labeling and saying that we are things. If your partner is struggling with depression and you're asking yourself, how can I help my partner? Well, you can give him your hand, but you can't give him your life, right? You don't want two depressed people. So giving him your hand would be, I see that you're depressed or going through depression. How can I help you? What can I do without losing my sense of self, without losing my life? Now, you don't have to say that last part out loud, but you're telling yourself, here's what I'm willing to do. Here's what I can't do, right? So yes, you could, listen to him, and you might say, I could, I don't know, go grocery shopping or buy him dinner sometimes or whatever, right? But I can't quit my job so I could be with you on the couch all day. I can't, lose my friends or my productivity or things that I need for me. And so you have to think about what you're willing to give and what you're not, what is healthy for you in the relationship and what is not, And so if someone is struggling with depression, you would ask how you could help him through this, and then you would ask yourself what you can give without losing yourself, without having anger, resentment, without coming to fix this because you can't, so much that it changes the dynamic of the relationship. And so it's the same thing with jealousy. And I think people get confused because it makes sense to them with depression, but when it comes to jealousy, it's like completely foreign and it's different. And it's kind of not, if your partner is struggling with jealousy, that is on him. And that's something that he needs to process with a therapist and work through. That being said, how you can help him is to validate. Well, actually, you can ask, I know that you're struggling with being jealous or whatever because of these reasons. How can I help you? And then you ask yourself what you're willing to do and what you're willing not to do, If he says, well, I need you to stop being friends with that guy because he's very attractive, well, that's not fair to you. So that's something that you also have to express, and something that he would have to process with his therapist to work through, because that is tied to his own insecurities, right? And so, but there are things that you can do that may be helpful. That's totally fair and healthy. Like, just, remind me sometimes or validate that that you're happy and you're good and you find me attractive. That's okay. And of course you can do that. We forget as life happens, especially if you're with someone and the relationship is, going on many years. We forget to remind our partner, how sexy they are and that they still turn us on, and that we're attracted to them. I think that, and maybe this is because my love language, one of my love languages is words of affirmation. I think it's I think it's so important. I think it's soil. I love it when my partner says to me, "Hey, you're so sexy," or "You're attractive," or "That color looks good on you," or And also, I got to say, as a man, I love it. And maybe. Just because of the generalizations and society and whatever, that you may think that men don't like compliments, but I guess I can only speak for myself. But I not only like them, but I get thirsty for them and I need them. And it helps me with my own insecurities and jealous feelings and all of that. So I think all of that is good and healthy. And I think that's fair, Now, if your partner is now participating in jealous behavior, if your partner becomes controlling or his behavior is toxic, unhealthy, then it's important you draw the line in the sand and address that, And it's his responsibility to work through that so his behavior is healthy. That's not your responsibility. Your responsibility is to express how that makes you feel and what you want and don't want. Now, if you don't express that, and you just swallow it and you just take it and then you just get angry and resentful, then that's not fair to him. Like, he needs to know how you feel. You can't just be silent for years and then explode, So if you feel, or you're silent and maybe you don't explode, but what happens is you allow yourself to drift, and then one day he wakes up and you tell him, I don't have feelings for you anymore. You didn't give him an opportunity to change. And so your job is to express, your job is to do life with your partner and tell your partner how things make you feel. And then what your partner does with that is on him. But I think communication is huge, and I think it's important to do it together, check in once in a while. How are you doing with that whole jealousy thing? How can I help you with that? Right? Did you talk to your therapist? Do you want to share it with me? How can I support you? How can I make you feel secure without having to try to fix your insecurities? How can I make you feel? Now, I'm just having you ask these questions yourself. I'm not saying for you to cut and paste these questions and say these to your partner, right? This is the mindset, right? Like, how can I help you feel less jealous without me compromising my truth, without me losing my friends, without me without me being forced to wear something or, change my clothes, right? How can I support you through this without me still having a sense of self? That's kind of the measure or the mindset, that's the conversation. Those are some of the questions that you should ask yourself before having the conversation with your partner. But that's it. That's what you do when your partner is struggling with jealousy. Those are the steps. Now, if you are struggling with jealousy, then your steps to be aware, to own that is something that you struggle with, and also you shouldn't keep it inside. You should express this to your partner, but without blame, it can't be aligned with control. It can't be like, you know what, I'm jealous of your friend, and so I need you to do this, right? So you're not wanting something from your partner. You're coming in with the mindset of coming with. So you're saying, yeah, when I saw you with your friend the other day, it's weird. I felt a little jealousy, And if it's a big deal, then you say, yeah, it's something that I want to process with my therapist and work through. But I'm just sharing it with you. And these kind of shares, which take a lot of courage and vulnerability, ultimately they make the relationship stronger. Assuming you share that and your partner holds it with two hands and also is able to be empathetic and she hears you and sees you and isn't just saying, well, yeah, you should, because I'm not attracted to jealous men, right? Like that, that's not safe, right? Then you're not going to want to share anything with her again. So as long as both of you guys are creating that kind of safe space and that vulnerability is held, that will produce relationship glue, and both of you will become stronger and understand each other better. And you guys are now both doing the journey together, and that's what it's all about. Thank you for listening. Be well. There are hundreds of companies out there claiming to compare auto and home insurance rates, but there's only one who actually does it. Get a better insurance with Gabi, and I know because I've done it. Gabi is the one true comparison platform with fast, verifiable quotes, not ballpark guesses. Use your current policy to find a better policy, comparing your current coverage with 40 of the top insurance providers like Progressive, Nationwide, and Travelers, all in one place. Gabi customers save $961 per year on average, and they'll never sell your info, so no annoying spam or robocalls. Put your policy to the test like I did. Get a better insurance with Gabi. It's totally free to check, and there's no obligation. Go to gabi.com/therapist. That's gabi.com/therapist. gabi.com/therapist. Listen, if you are great at helping other people and you have a passion for that and you want to find personal freedom and level up the skills you already have, it's time to become a life coach. Journey coaching. When I became a coach, there was nothing like this out there. And so I developed this coaching training program alongside Noel Cordeau. Journey Coaching, that's JRNI. And it is amazing. It's 100% live. It's everything that I wish I had when I was starting out. Meaningful, evidence-based education, real people, real community, lifetime support, and business development. ICF certified. Just go to theangrytherapist.com, my website, and click on Become a Coach and explore the Journey Coaching Intensive. See you in class.